Hey everybody, this is Fernando from the Rollback Podcast. And today, aside from my usual shtick of reviewing older movies, today I'm going to be reviewing a show that I was introduced to barely this week and finished it this week, Yellowjackets. Now, it's kind of understandable to not understand or not to know what this show is, mostly because a lot of these shows now, especially with the age of streaming, it's just things get lost in the fray. And this show is a Showtime original. So here we go. Yellowjackets tells the narrative of a team of wildly talented high school girls. Yellowjackets tells the narrative of a team of wildly talented high school girls soccer players who survive a plane crash deep in the Ontario wilderness. The series chronicles their descent from a complicated but thriving team to wearing cannibalistic clans, while also tracking the lives they have attempted to piece back together. Sophie Nelise, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Sophia Thatcher, and Sammy Hanratty star as teenagers, while Melanie Linsky, Tawny Cypress, Christina Ricci, and Juliette Lewis portray their adult counterparts as they reveal the truth about their survival 25 years later. Now, I was introduced to this movie by my brother, and yeah, it has a nuts opening scene. I don't want to spoil too much, so let me try to do a quick spoiler-free review, and then you can go on and hear the rest of it. So, spoiler-free. This show, I had no idea what the show was about, but from episode 1 to episode 10, I was addicted. The show just does a really, really good job of keeping you entertained and keeping you wanting to know more. Like, it's nuts how good this show is, especially like, if, for example, just the ambiance, the acting is just spot on, really good. The show takes place in 1996. And then also takes place in 2021. The pilot. Now, this show, unfortunately for this show, was that the pilot was filmed in November 2019, but because of COVID, the filming for the rest of the season had to be delayed until 2021. So that was a whole 2 years of having to wait. And it's crazy because it really doesn't feel like it missed a beat. The actresses in this movie are insanely talented, really good. And I will say, like, the top name in this movie is Christina Ricci, and she kills it in this show. She's absolutely awesome in this show. I can't wait for season 2 that comes out this week on March 24th. It's going to be awesome. I highly recommend, if you can somehow watch this show, do it. If you can get a free month of Showtime, do it, because this show really, really did well. But yeah, like this, the actors in this movie kill it. They're so good in this movie. The opening sequence of this movie is insane, and it just keeps you thinking, like, holy shit, if that's the opening sequence, then this show's gonna get nuts. But yeah, like, I mean, season 1, episodes 1 through 10, I cannot name a single episode that I was just like, you know what, this episode sucks, because it just, all of it was immensely great. They did such a good job at doing this show, and I can't believe that. I don't want to say like it's a bad thing that they're on Showtime, but it's because Showtime is such a niche channel that not a lot of people have. Not a lot of people have cable anymore. So it's kind of like, I wish this was on a bigger platform like Netflix or Hulu, even HBO Max. Because, man, if it was on there, it would just be killing it. Granted, Showtime is killing it with some really good shows like Your Honor, the one with Kevin Bacon, what's it called? Something Hill, Billions. Like it does really good with shows. So it's not like I'm saying like, I mean, if it was on Netflix, it'd be better. Like, no, I think it'd be just as good. I really wish that this was on a bigger platform just so that more people could see it. But no, like, this movie is this show is really good. It's crazy how each episode is just so well done and so particularly made that you're just like, holy shit. Like, they really went all out for this show, and it just kills it every single time. So if I had to say, like, spoiler free review, this is gonna be all spoiler free. I have to say this show just absolutely kills it in every aspect. And if you have not seen this show, I highly recommend to watch it because it is absolutely nuts and you will love it. I guarantee it. So, spoiler-free review. Watch this show. It is awesome. You will love it. It gets an A+. Season 1 gets A+. I can't wait for season 2. I hope season 2 is just as good and even better. So yes, there's my spoiler-free review. Now, starting from this point on, I'm going to start naming what happens in the show. Some crazier parts, so please, if you haven't seen it, don't listen. But yes, starting right now, here comes anything that is a spoiler. So the show opens up with this girl being chased through the woods, and boom, falls into a pit of spikes. And she gets murdered. By someone we don't know as of right now. She's wearing this fur clothing, like a fur mask, everything. So yeah, like, it's nuts. You see this person get killed, and yeah, that's what happens. And then it cuts to 1996. This girls' soccer team is going to nationals. They just won state. They're going to go play nationals. And they're taking a private plane that one of the soccer players' dads had rented. The plane goes down. They crash. And they are stuck in the wilderness. And it's... I always just wonder, like, how crazy it is. Like, because you can't say. You've never been in this position. So you don't know if it's true or not. Like, when people get lost in the woods, some people do go crazy, and it's hard for them to come back. And you could tell, like, these people, like, went through some shit. Now, in this show, it's very hard to discern if it's going to be a supernatural show or if it's going to be a real life show. Because there are hints of a supernatural force or being in this show. So it's kind of hard to figure out. I'm not entirely sure yet. I know most people aren't. But yeah, I am not entirely sure. So yeah, this show takes place. It goes from 96 to 2021. Each version of the characters are dealing with their own problems. In 1996, when they crash there, they're dealing with death. They're dealing with so many things. Like, man, the people that die, it's just horrible. Like, the head coach gets killed. He gets thrown out from the plane. He's left behind two sons that are stuck with the girls. And there's also another coach, the assistant coach, who gets his leg trapped, and they have to make the decision of cutting off his leg. So they have to cut off the coach's leg. The goalie in this show just has the worst luck ever. When they crash, the goalie is stuck in a very horrible position, and two of the girls are deciding whether they should help her or whether they can help her or she's gonna die, because there's fire going on and they're just like, we can't get her out, like the fire is getting closer, we have to leave her. So they ditch out, they go outside and they're helping out someone else, and then boom, I don't know, the goalie's alive. And she's just like surprised. And yeah, so she survived a explosion right there. Later on the show, I think it's around episode 9, she gets attacked by wolves, gets knot in the face. They're dragging her away. They save her. They stitch her up. She lives again. So it's just like, man, this goalie just has the worst luck ever. But that's just one of the characters. The characters are all really well done. They're all going through their own shit. One of the characters, Thaisa, she's one of the ones that you don't really know, like, what the fuck is going on. So you're just like, holy shit, like, is this gonna be a thing, or is this gonna be something else? So you're just kind of like, what the hell? Then we have Shauna, who the teenage version and the adult version both do the part really well. It's just, yeah, man, like, the people that they got in this show were just really well done, and just, they killed it at every point. I really can't say much else. I don't want to say much else about the show, because I don't want for most people to be thrown off by spoilers. So I really don't want to say much. So like those little tidbits I had just said, yeah, like, it's just, this show is just something else, man. I think I'm gonna end the review right there. I don't want to be too long about it. I don't want to give away too many spoilers. But yeah, please check out this show. This show is just really well done. The cast is great. Everyone does a fantastic job in this show. So yeah, that is my review of Yellowjackets, people, season 1. So please check out this show. This show gets an A so far. I think this show is doing great. I hope it has a 4-season run, 5-season run, where just every season hits. So yeah, that is my review for Yellowjackets season 1, everybody. This is Fernando from the Rollback Podcast. Let's cut it.